What up, what up, what up? This stylist John B. Taylor II. I am a master educator. My why for being a master educator is I enjoy learning, and as I learn, I love to teach. So I'm going to go through the Master Educator book by my lady, chapter by chapter, not only to perfect what I know, but also to express what I know and also to learn at the same time, because I'm learning while I'm teaching. So, chapter 1, the Career Education Instructor. Qualities and characteristics of a master educator. Teaching requires dynamic, a conscious effort on the part of the educator whose basic function is to facilitate learning among students. Teaching is an intellectual experience that demands the ability to invent, adapt, and create new techniques and procedures to meet the changing demands of learners. In order to be effective in the role of an educator, certain qualities, characteristics, traits, and skills and practices are essential, because educators are also human. Contrary to what students may think on occasion, no two educators would be alike. However, they will have learned that possessing certain qualities aids their success as an educator, whether they are teaching in the classroom, in the laboratory, or in specially developed classes for a varied audience. The profile of master educator will vary depending upon individual strengths, weaknesses, abilities, and attitudes. It may even change from one group of students to another. Qualities of a great educator cannot be reduced to a single list, but rather create a collage in which the various roles and characteristics of educators are combined to achieve the ultimate goal of success with learners. Roles of a master educator. During your career as a master educator, you will find yourself filling the role of motivator, coach, mentor, friend, disciplinarian, peacemaker, negotiator, arbitrator, nurturer, and entertainer. In other words, you will find that to fill the role satisfactorily, you must be a well-rounded individual. The classroom is a business-like environment wherein learning occurs and knowledge is born. It is also, however, a place where adults interact on a continuous basis through verbal and nonverbal communication. The educator who is knowledgeable in a variety of subject areas will be a more interesting role model and educator to students. Take the time to ensure that you have interests outside the classroom and that you can converse confidently about people, places, and events. This life balance will serve you well both as an individual and as an educator. Research was conducted across the United States regarding the qualities, characteristics, and personality types that managers and directors look for in educators they hire, as well as the qualities students look for in their teachers, as discussed in the following sections. Loyalty to the institution and its mission. This is one of the most frequent cited characteristics that managers and directors require in their educators. Employers expect loyalty in their employee. You become much more valuable to your organization if you practice unwavering faithfulness and allegiance to your institution and its purpose. Why is loyalty so important? The predominant goal or purpose of the institution cannot possibly be accomplished if every member of the team within the institution is not working faithfully to accomplish that mission. Employers need to feel confident that you have at all times the best interest of the institution and students in mind. If your purpose is consistent with that of the institution, your actions and performance can do permanent harm to the school, even if you make mistakes. If, on the other hand, you are not faithful to your institution and harbor ill feelings for your supervisor or for the school itself, a great deal of irreparable harm can be done, especially to the students. As an educator, you will have ample opportunities to bring about positive change within your organization by working with management rather than complaining or working against management. As you develop as an educator, you will also wish to adopt a personal mission statement or philosophy to live by. Following is an example of one educator's mission statement. I am committed to ensuring the success of my graduates in a chosen field while providing an energetic environment that facilitates the confidence and skills necessary for them to attain success. I am dedicated to helping students unlock their creativity, imaginations, improve themselves, and ultimately achieve professional success while observing loyalty before all else except honor and integrity. That's a deep statement there. Welcome advice from colleagues. You've heard it said that two heads are better than one. This aptly applies to educators. There will always be more than one method of doing a task or facilitate learning. Your fellow educators may have had great success while delivering specific material that could be very beneficial to you. Their success can only be useful to you if you are willing to listen to them and apply those techniques or principles that may work for you as well. In other words, be receptive to competent counsel from colleagues and be guided by that counsel as long as it does not compromise or impair the dignity and responsibility of your position as an educator. Remain open to knowledge of all those around you, specifically your students. You will gain a wealth of information from your learners if you keep an open mind and listen attentively. You may have heard the saying that our minds are like parachutes, they work better when they're open. That's true. They do work better when they're open. Constant pursuit of knowledge. Educators must possess a high level of expertise and knowledge in the various disciplines they teach. Educators will be judged by their knowledge of the subject matter. Students will ultimately admire and look up to those educators who are experts in their chosen field. Educators must also be well grounded in the theory as well as the applicable practical applications of the disciplines they teach. And in doing so, they will earn and maintain the respect of their students, while at the same time imparting information that will allow the students to improve their own skills, knowledge, attitudes, appreciation, and habits. Education is a continuing process for students and for you. Changes and improvements in techniques and technology take place daily. It is the best interest of the educator and the students to stay constantly alert and maintain competency in the changing trends. Your career development does not end with the basic technical and theoretical knowledge needed within disciplines you teach. You must also continue to develop your abilities and expertise as an educator. Continuing education and teaching methods and other related topics may be required for institutional re-accreditation or credential renewal by state regulatory agencies if applicable. Employer surveys are very clear that they are looking for educators who participate in professional development classes on an ongoing basis. For some disciplines, regulatory agencies may require from 8 to 36 hours of continuing education per year. Employees are disappointed to discover that many educators never do more than the absolute minimum. To be a master in any profession, it takes more than minimum participation. A good rule of thumb for effective professional development as an educator is to obtain at least 40 contact hours per year. Master educators recognize this as a personal responsibility related to their position. The most successful individuals in any field are those who invest in themselves. They do not expect the institution or employer to arrange for them and provide all their continuing education. Master educators seek learning opportunities because they understand that learning is the basis for all thinking. They will be active members in professional organizations. They will read industry publications on a regular basis. They will pursue continuing knowledge of their career field and maintain practical and current methods of teaching, as well as cooperate with professional organizations and individuals engaged in activities that enhance the development of their profession. Effective time management and organized work methods. Time is one of the most valuable resources of life, and every human being has exactly the same amount of it. Your supervisor, your children, your students, your neighbors, highly successful CEOs, and you have the same 365 days per year, the same 24 hours per day, and the same 60 minutes per hour. Why is it that some educators achieve greatness in the classroom and have time left over for balanced, harmonious life outside the institution, while others seem to be buried under an endless sea of papers, projects, assignments, and details? How you organize and use your time determines how much you get done at school, how much time you spend with your family, and whether you have sense of moving forward or regressing. How you use your time will determine whether you feel you are managing your life or it's managing you. According to Webster's Dictionary, time is a continuum that is measured in terms of events that succeed one after one another from past through present to the future. I'm going to say that again. According to Webster's dictionary, time is a continuum that is measured in terms of events that succeed one another from past through present to the future. Therefore, basic elements of time are events. The key to managing your time effectively is mastering event control. It is not a mysterious gift or talent you are born with. It is a skill that can be learned in practice. While you will probably never have enough time to do everything you want to do, you certainly can become more systematic in your approach to managing it. It will be helpful to identify some important key concepts in time management and event control. You really can learn to make these less complicated and even to make them more fun. It begins by identifying a level of performance or achievement that you can reach, both at home and on the job. Then, when you do more than you have actually scheduled or expected, you will feel like a hero instead of criticizing yourself for falling short of your own expectation. The time utilization log in the table 1 will help you better get acquainted with yourself, which is the first step in changing your ways and using your time more efficiently. For one day, record your time on the log, follow the instructions provided, review the log carefully, and ask yourself these questions. When answering these questions, keep in mind that if there are some common time wasters that may affect your performance as an effective educator. I'm going to stop right here.